just gone live.
Oh, that's it.
Light on. Right. How is everyone? Let's just give people 5 minutes to trickle in. Trickle the F in. Mother effers. Did I not? No. Yeah, the web show stays the same because it's not on Twitch. I was going to say, did I have a new overlay for the web show? But I don't think I do. I don't even think I do. Guys, how's it going? How's everyone's Wednesday going? Trickle in. Jesus, the F in. We're looping. Wow, it's only on trickle the F in. Mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, how's everyone's day going? Lozzie, how's your day going?
It's going alright.
Yeah.
Been doing a bit of gardening.
Gardening.
I hate gardening.
Nice. We've been doing a bit of weeding.
Taking some weeds out.
Yeah.
Chopping some bushes down. You know what I mean?
Nice. Fair play. Well, what have I done? I did a DIY SOS, watched episode 2 of that series, the Ghost series. Guys, twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino, go over there and follow. Or if you've got Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch Prime, which you can give to any creator on the Twitch platform. Feel free to give it to me. Twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino. Yeah, and then streamed a bit of GTA 5, which was utter chaos.
Jesus.
Finn's just become a geese. Thank
Welcome
you so much.
to Git.
That's it. It's become a sponsor. Brooke says, hope you're both well. Thank you so much. Lots of people in the chat. Guys, what we're going to do today... So, in the last video, obviously, Ryan was kind enough to send in some stories about his time at the bottom of the ocean. And I said, look, email yours in. And you've emailed in some absolutely amazing ones. Some of which will make it to Button Sponsor Train, choo choo motherfucker. Some of which will make it to video. Some of which will be read out here today. And this could be something that we continue, I feel, Loz. Because this, basically, the web show, guys, for those of you that don't know, the web show actually started its life as me and Lozzie reading music festival stories. People that went to a music festival, got a bit fucked up and had a funny story to tell. Yeah, the OGs will remember. So it feels like a beautiful evolution for this to be a show where you guys hear ghost stories that have been sent in by you guys. You know, it feels like a natural progression. I might have to set up a separate email account though, because I've received hundreds of emails online. So yeah,
too popular.
That's it. That is fucking it. Can we expect a video tomorrow? Yes, you can. Video will be tomorrow, and then either Friday or Saturday. I'm thinking about trialing a Saturday upload. Don't normally upload on a Saturday. I'm thinking about
That's bold.
I mean, if I do say so myself, that is bold, because weekend uploads, please. Weekend uploads don't tend to do so well. But also, if we're doing ghost stuff on here, I'm half tempted to leave this up afterwards, because as you guys know, I normally take the live streams down and put them on unlisted. I might give it a little trial this week and leave this up. But that does mean, guys, I need you guys smashing the like button, because the like button does help massively. But if you're watching this on video and not live stream, obviously I have left it up. Hello, how's it going? And we will get into the ghost stories very soon. If you want to email in a ghost story, guys, it's dudyrunner@gmail.com. And that's that, really. Isn't it interesting? Numbers wise? By the way, thank you to everyone who has tuned in. I really do appreciate it. Last web show, because we missed last week. That was all on me. I do apologise. But last web show, I said I had massive beef, didn't I, Loz? And that I said, in fact, I went as far as to say I accidentally got into the biggest beef on YouTube. And by saying beef and YouTube, or I might have said on the internet, I can't remember. We had over like 500-600 people tuning in, and that to me, I won't lie to you, that made me a little bit sad. Not because, oh look, that's how you get viewers. It made me sad because I was like, there's people out there that just love drama and negativity so much that they got overhyped and excited because I said that I had drama of my own. Do you know what I mean? It just saddened me a little bit. It's like, where's the positivity in life if you're actually getting off on negativity? So anyway, I'm here to talk about the dead. You know?
Wow.
And ghosts and such. But yeah, no, I don't know. It was just something about that, the drama element. I was just like, fucking hell, that's what gets people fired up. I just don't want any. It used to interest me. It used to interest me, the drama side of things, but I just kind of want to steer clear of all that shit, to be honest. I just want to carve out a lovely niche in the paranormal, mind my own business, yeah? Avoid Keemstar like the fucking plague that he is. Beef. And yeah, just enjoy my time on YouTube with you guys, you know? But speaking of beef, see, look, Mothman, there is no beef. Exactly, there is no beef. There is simply, we're mortal enemies. That goes above beef, you know? That supersedes any of this pussy beef on YouTube. I'm a man. That's a mythological fucking eternal creature. H3 in drama alert. Keemstar, grow up. Take on a cryptid. That's what I say. That's what I say.
I fucking agree.
That's it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I'm not interested in boxing any little YouTubers and that. Not interested. I go straight for the apple at the top of the tree. The Mothman. Anyway, without further ado, I feel like I might have dragged out a little bit, and obviously some people just want to hear some ghost stories, and I respect that. I respect that.
Alright then, I'll like the stream. Hang on. GG. There you go. 89 likes.
Yeah, like the stream. Like the stream, guys. It does have a Bradwell Massive Gang, that's it. I don't know if we need to once again rebrand the fans. Because we were once the Sesh Gremlins.
So many rebrands.
Then the Bradwell Massive. Is it time for something spooky? Get some suggestions in the chat. Get some suggestions in the chat. Okay, right. So, Lozzie, I said I was going to send you some of these, didn't I? Fucked that up, didn't I?
You did. Yeah.
Fuck that up. Lozzie, if you could just quickly send me an email to my email, just so you come up at the top, and what I'll do is I will send you one of these, because I feel like we should both read them out. But I'll start. Right, let's have a look. Now, I haven't proofread any of these, so they could be terrible, they could be amazing. Right?
I was going to say, have you proofread them? But
no, I thought I'd just jump in head first. Harry Parsons with the 79p. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Listen, I went in Tesco today. Yeah? Packet of Oreos, 50p. So I can get a packet of Oreos and have change out of that. So thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
Banging.
Rhino Raptors. Bradwell Massive to the grave. Mothman Massive. Jesus, I feel sick. Right. Let's have a look. Paranormal / strange story. Now, obviously, back in the day, a lot of you weren't here when we were doing the music festival stuff. If you want to be anonymous, or anomalous, as we used to say, you do have to state it in the email. Now, I know none of you know that, but I am going to read your names out. But at the same time, back then, it was more like, I snorted Ket off of his dick and then, you know, whatever. Whereas this is just ghost story. So I feel like you don't really need to be anonymous with this stuff. But anyway, Fraser Pocock. Fraser, Fraser donates £2. Mothman Massive. Thank you. I'm not too keen on the Mothman Massive. Alright? It won't be the Mothman Massive, but I appreciate the £2. Right. Hi, Dudey. This is from Ethan. Ethan H. I've been a big fan of the channel since you started up. And he's been here for 8 years. Round of applause, please. Round of applause, please, in the chat. Unless he's like, since you started up a few weeks ago on the horror stuff. I've been a big fan of the channel since you started up, and it's awesome to see you've nearly got 60k subs. Thank you. You deserve it. I ad-libbed the thank you there, because obviously it would be a bit weird if he thanked himself for congratulating me. I just wanted to make that clear. My stories today are quite strange, and one happened to my dad before I was born, and one happened to me after my granddad passed away in 2017. My dad has never been one for believing in the paranormal, and so to hear this from him was quite unnerving. When my dad was younger, he had to have a lot of teeth work done at the dentist. He knew the dentist well and had no fear of being put under a general anaesthetic. However, one time he went and he felt uneasy. The feeling of something wasn't quite right. My dad sat in the chair and was put under the general anaesthetic as normal. When he woke up, he was in the corner of the room. He looked down to see that he had no body, and he was floating in mid-air as an apparition. He then looked up and saw himself being worked on in the chair and watched the dentist wake him up. He said he could feel the dentist gently waking him up even as the apparition. And when he woke up properly, he could feel it too, like he knew he was going to wake up. He wasn't in the corner of the room when he woke up, but was obviously startled as he had just had an out-of-body experience watching himself in the dentist's chair. So that's the first half of his email. What do we think, guys? What do we think of out-of-body experiences? Are they legit? Yeah. Lozzie, have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
Not while sober, no.
Not while sober. Excellent. That's it, isn't it? That is it. Thank you. I just realised the match was still behind Lozzie. I do apologise. By the way, thank you for all the support on the Ouija drop. The next drop is coming very soon. We're just sorting out promotion things. Yeah, so out-of-body experiences. Not sure if I buy it. However, he's got one more story. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rate the email at the end, out of 10. Not yet. We're only halfway through. Alright, 280 people in here. Thank you so much. Amazing numbers. Don't rate it just yet. Alright, I'm watching you. My story happened about a week after my granddad's passing. R.I.P. The door to my bathroom has a lock, and my parents and I could never get it to lock as it was faulty. Whenever my grandparents came over, they would always be able to lock it, and they would show us how to do it. One day I went into the bathroom and shut the door. My mum was in the bedroom close by and the house was quiet. When I shut the door, I decided to look at the notifications on my phone, which was on 0 volume. I suddenly heard the door lock click as it would when they would lock the door, and tried the handle and the door was completely locked. I had to unlock the door to get out, even though I knew I never touched it on the way in. I asked my mum if she'd heard it, and she said yes. Yes, I thought you were trying to lock the door. As I said, I never went near the lock, only the handle. Interesting. Who locked the door? Who locked the door? That is the question there. Was it his granddad from beyond the grave? Sorry for the length email, but hopefully this gives you some good material for a video. And if not, just a good read. It gave us a good read for the web show, mate. There we go. I hope you're staying safe and well during the pandemic. Give the best of the happy hour cast also. It might be some time, but I'm sure I will do, mate. Your content has definitely lifted my mood on many occasions during lockdown, so keep doing great content and stay safe. All the best and sweet one, geese. Ethan. Thank you, Ethan. Right, what are we giving Ethan out of 10, please?
Oh.
What are we giving Ethan out of 10? Maya, what are you giving Ethan out of 10? 8. Jesus.
Gosh, you're going straight in with
I mean, fucking hell. The next one's got a lot to live up to.
Fuck.
I'm invalid in the chat, says my pet hamster got shagged by a ghost. Excellent.
That's a 9.
Excellent. Oh dear. 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Keep me sane, mate. Sweet one, geese. Thank you. 4 out of 10, 4 out of 10. I'll give that 6 out of 10. Of course, if you are a member of the YouTube channel, there is a 6 out of 10 emoji with my face on it. 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 5, 4. Hey, dude, love new content. Thank you so much. 6.9, 6, 7.63. Would have even given higher, but the emote was there. That's it. Remember, guys, hit that like button. Helps out, because this is going up. This is being uploaded after it's finished. So if you're watching on the video, hello. Hit that like button. Right. Right. Okay. Lozzie, I'm going to send you one.
Oh.
It's a short one.
It's a short one.
It's a short one. I'll reply to your email with their email. Oh. There we go. There we go. So obviously you
have a look.
That's it. That's it. But how is everyone? How is everyone in the chat? Look at that. Oh, the tip jar's up there. The tip jar is not on the shelf. Giving it away. That's not a real fucking tip glass. There we go. Let's put that there. Oof, right on the shelf. You can't even tell. Right next to Robbie's pillow. Excellent.
You love to see it.
You really do. Right, Loz, are you ready to read this yet, mate? Fuck, now I'm waiting on you, son.
I am indeed.
Okay, away you go, Lawrence.
Let's go. Hey, I watched the video about the deep sea diving and I thought I'd share a possible encounter with a ghost.
Nice.
My mum, me and 2 of my 4 brothers went to jail when I was about 5 or 7. We were looking around the jail when my mum decided to go in one of the cells. Either the gap in the wall wasn't there or hadn't been filled in, but either way, my mum was started to feel cold. Sorry. Like there was a slight breeze.
Nice.
When she told me the story recently, she said this was strange, but she just thought it was an eerie atmosphere of the cell. Suddenly, however, she heard a loud crash and someone yelling, "I'm going to kill you."
Nice.
Okay. She turned around to look what was happening, but saw everyone else, me, my brothers, and the tour guide, not reacting to anything. Almost like she was the only one who heard it. When she told the guide what she heard, he went white. He told my mum that someone was killed by a guard during a riot, and his last words were, "I'm going to kill you."
No.
She hadn't told what happened up until recently, and she said that this encounter convinced her not only to go any more to historical places we can still go to, but not jails. Have a nice day, Mr. Dudey Rhino.
Nice.
P.S. I can see my wife on Twitch, and that's the end.
There we fucking go. So interesting that you can still go to historical places, but not. I mean, each their own, right? But do they make so before this encounter, they made a thing as a family of going to historical jails.
Yeah, that's a bit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I went round Blunderston Prison, right, when it was closed down. Shortly after it was closed down, eerie as fuck, right? And it was very interesting, I won't lie. So actually, I'll withdraw what I'm saying there, because I was about to take the piss, and actually I've done the exact same myself. Right, email. What are we saying? Do we believe it? Was the mum just trying to fuck up the kids, get them into therapy? Out of 10, guys. What are we saying on that email? 2 out of 10, pony story. Fucking hell.
Jesus.
1 out of 10. Remember, the people have feelings that are emailing in. I think it was order 66. It was order 66 successful, so I can see my wife. 1 out of 10. Talk. Oh, Jesus. To be fair, I went on quite a lot of jails when I was young. Probably a 4.
Fair.
Panda gives it an 8. That's nice. That's nice. 10 pure content. 2 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 4.
1, the mum's a meth head, fuck's sake.
You ain't got it. Look, you don't need to query what drug substances the mother may or may not have been into. Alright? What I love about doing this web show right now is it sparked so many people to email in even more stories. Love to see it.
Oh, That's the one.
There's so many, man. There's so many. Well, I'm going to pick one at random. Excellent. Right. Who's ready? Who's fucking ready? Okay. This is from Ben Brewster. Benjamin Brewster.
Great
Hi
name.
dudes, big fan. My story took place about 10 years ago. No fucking about, is straight in. I was about 5 when I woke up in the middle of the night and saw a figure standing at the edge of my bed. At first I thought it was my mum, but the figure was far too skinny to be my mum. Savage. No need. There was no need for that.
Absolutely none.
Absolutely battered his own mother there. It was a slender figure, what I assume was a woman, as it looked like a maid, as her silhouette seemed to have her hair in a bun and had about 4 inches of neatly folded clothes on one hand. How the fuck, if it's a silhouette, do you know that it's about 4 inches of neatly folded clothing on one hand, and the other hand waving at me? I live in an old area of a place called Coventry. Walsgrave is the area. Lozzie, isn't that where you went to do that course for like 6 months for the trains? Was it Coventry?
It is.
How's
I did go to
Coventry?
Coventry.
What's it like? Out of 10?
It's pretty, do you know what I mean? Run of the mill. 6 out of 10.
Run of the mill. 6 out of 10. Fair enough. Walsgrave is the area, and my house sits a fair. Right, I've worked it out. My house sits on a fairly busy road. This is important as a car went by my house and lit up my room, showing me the face of the woman at the end of my bed. She was smiling at me with a big grin on her face, and it was contorted, but yet it seemed to calm me. But then it edged forever closer to me, so I ducked under my covers and hoped it would leave me alone. It did. There was no flesh in there. Do you know what I mean? I hoped it would leave me alone. It did. It did. Don't kill me. It didn't. It didn't kill me. There's no suspense. Anyway, I'm not sorry. That's not a critique. All right. I'm sorry. I appreciate that you emailed this in. It wasn't until now where I thought about it again, as due to this virus, I've been speaking to my neighbour and I found out that my house is sat where an old nursery used to be. The neighbour that told me lived here in the 1950s before my street was built. Hang on, how'd your neighbour live there before the street was built? He says that it used to be like the haunted house of the town. Think It or something like that. And that it was said that a woman was looking after the children in the 1920s and one of the kids died from natural causes. Cot death or something like that. Something that she had no control over. Anyway, the father was struggling with PTSD after surviving World War One. When he found out, he was surprisingly calm. Well, as calm as you would be when your son dies, it says in brackets. But then he suddenly snapped and stabbed. Whoa! This dude does not do suspense, right? What? Listen to this. This is amazing. Okay. When he found out, he was surprisingly calm. Brackets. Well, as calm as you would be when your son dies. But then he suddenly snapped and stabbed her in the face repeatedly until she died. No chill. This scared the shit out of me, as I remember the lady at the end of my bed with the contorted face, but yet how calm I was. As I said, I'm a huge fan of yours and hope this story will be good for your video. Thank you, mate. I do really appreciate it. I do. Feel free to answer me back. I mean, Ben, I'm technically answering you now, mate. I don't know if you're in the chat. But yeah, kind regards, Ben Brewster. Thank you, Ben. That's great. That's great. That's wonderful, that. Stabbed in the face. Nice.
Nasty way to go.
Nasty way to go. What are we giving out of 10? 10 out of 10 because it's in Coventry and God knows what goes on in those ends. Says, Jesus Christ. My guy has no ice. Extremely subtle. 7 out of 10. See, look, people like a bit of stabbing, it would appear. I'd give that a 7. 2 out.
I've got to admit, I'm a
Banjo.
big fan of the no suspense.
Yeah, straight in. 2 out of 10. Commentary is a bit weird, so it could be true. That ain't winning the Dickens Award anytime soon. 5 out of 10, 3 out of 10. Too many loopholes. Ending was good though. Comedic ending bumped up to an 8 out of 10. 4 out of 10 plot holes. 0 out of 10. I tell you what, we've got some tough people to fucking please in this chat. Banjo's from Coventry. 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. Savvy out of 10. Give it a 7. Decent, I'd give it a 6. Nice. Right. Oh. What's going on here?
The lead up was better than the KSI versus Logan 2. Oh.
What's this? Oh, cool, that's a chunky one. Should we go for a chunky one?
Yeah, go for a chunky one.
Do you want me to read it or do you want to read it?
You read chunky one, mate.
Alright, here we go.
You're streaming it.
My name is Dylan Brown.
Nice.
That's it. Although, oh shit. Oh, that's alright.
Please don't say my name.
Yeah. Although, oh, actually, it kind of is. I'm sorry. Alright? Although, if this is going into.
Do not say my name.
Although, if this is going into a video, just call me Dill B.
Oh, fucking hell. Crack that code.
And I was recently petrified. This is my story. You know, on Law and Order, it goes.
Yeah.
That's what's now happening. It was a couple of days after Christmas, and as most of the British public do, my family were enjoying a few drinks to celebrate the upcoming New Year. I decided around 11:30 to call it a night and go to sleep. Brackets. Now, for a bit of context, I live in the garage of my house that's been turned into living facilities. I've never heard it be called living facilities before. It was getting late and I thought to switch off the external lights of the garage as I wanted a good night's sleep, but there was still lights on from the house itself, giving a dim shine through my curtains and a light shadow on my wall. I was drifting in and out of sleep when I saw it, a figure's reflection on my wall from outside. Now, at first I thought it was my family member, so I ignored it and fell back to sleep. A little while later, I woke up to look at my wall once again. The shadow was still there. Being curious but also terrified, I wanted to squash this, so I called... so I fell back to sleep. What? I wanted to sort this out, so I went back to sleep. I approached the curtain and swung it back to find... Wait, what? Oh, I think there's been a spelling error that is quite vital. Because the context only works if it actually was supposed to say, being curious but also terrified, I wanted to squash this so I could fall back to sleep. I approached the curtain and swung it back to find... ... Nothing. Not a person, a bird, or a freakishly large animal. Just the emptiness of my garden. At this point, I was shaking in fear. I closed my curtain and go back into bed, but pulling the quilt to my shoulders and my eyes clenched, Hang on, what? My eyes clenched, shit in case that thing was there on my wall. I think there might be some errors here, but we'll get through it. I opened my eyes and to my fear it was there again, tall and closer this time, as if it was at my window. Brackets. We also have cameras fitted through a Hive system, close brackets. I decided to pull my phone off charge and check the cameras pointing towards the garden. To my absolute fright, there it was! a hooded or cloaked figure staring through my window. It turned and faced the camera as if it knew I was on the system. I stopped and stared. Stop and stare. You think you're moving, but you... Great song. Not in the email, but that just reminded me of what was that? One Republic? Amazing song. I stopped and stared for what seemed an eternity. It slowly lifted up its hands and waved slowly at the camera. Fast forward a few days. Hang on, whoa, what? You can't do that. It's fucking... He's done it. He's literally outside your window waving at you. Anyway, 10 years later, yeah. Do you know what they've done? They've done a Game of Thrones there. Well, Grey Worm, what are you going to do with Jon Snow? 3 months later, he's in prison. Oh, right, okay. Right, cool. Fast forward a few days, and I hadn't seen the figure of the past night, nor did I think to tell my family in fear they'd think I'm on drugs or something worse. That's it. It was New Year's Day. I hadn't drunk in fear that I would be vulnerable to this figure. To my weird prediction, I was right. Early in the morning, I rolled over to see the shadowy figure standing at the door with his hands pressed up against the door. Brackets. I kept a flashlight next to me in fear it would happen again and maybe scare the figure off. Close brackets. I reached for it and turned it on to find nothing again. No handprints and no figure. Cameron Morgan with the £2 donation. Thank you so much. When are you making more videos? Tomorrow, mate. So no handprints, no figure. At this point, I'm thinking I'm insane. I look to the curtain and there is nothing there but 2 clear handprints and a breath mask. Good lord. Breath mask? Breath mark. Apologies. Another few days passed and I come in from a long day's shift at work. It was around 8 p.m. I looked on my bed to find a note, which was strange as the doors to my room were locked and I had the only key to get in. I opened the note to find it said, "Beware it creeps, beware it follows." I'll tell you fucking what. We've got fucking Stephen King writing in right now. Block capitals. I am shitting myself at this point. I'm fucking terrified. Lowercase. I looked up at my light fitting to find a hole around the ridge. I decided to brace myself up after grabbing a knife. And I screw my light fitting and looked. A fucking eye. Okay. Let me just hang on. We're going to get through this. Because this is real. Stop it. A fucking eye was staring at me. A human fucking eye. I dropped the knife and pegged it out of there. Hang on. If you got a knife because you're anticipating someone being there, once you realise that the threat is there, why would you then drop your weaponry? Anyway, I'll continue. And pegged it out of there. I was too afraid to tell anyone. So after an hour of talking myself calm, I decided to look again. To my surprise, there was nothing there at all. So I screwed it back in as I wanted to get a closer look in the ceiling. We also have a hatch in our gym room, which is in the room next to mine, with a bathroom separating the two. I ventured into the bathroom first to find blood in the sink, as if someone had coughed up in there. And there's oh no, I can't even do it. And the gym was completely unlocked. I unleashed the latch to the ceiling hatch. Poked it out with a stick and stuck my head up there. Again, nothing, just darkness. That night, there was an odd smell coming through my room and the gym. A damp, awful smell. I called my stepdad over and we looked around the place. After looking everywhere, we decided to check the hatch. I pulled it away slowly, stepped onto the creaky ladder and looked up. There it was, the thing that smelled. My eyes locked into a dead girl! I screamed as manly as I could and fell off the ladders. I told my stepdad and we called the police immediately. They identified the body to be that of a young girl, 20, and a uni student that had been raped and murdered. What in the fuck? The police had other bodies appearing over the nearby area, in lofts, garages and crawl spaces, all with a family resident of each home seeing this black cloaked figure stalking them, tapping on the windows and leaving messages. This was my serial stalker. Holy F. That took some turns. And we have a follow-up email that says, P.S. The blood in my sink I washed away and cleared, and well, it turned out her throat had been slit, so maybe they were linked. This was just a short story, not a personal account. What are we thinking about Dill B, the serial killer? Jesus, out of 10. That took some turns. Out of 10, please. Good Lord. This is my story. Dun, dun, dun. Fucking hell, ha ha ha, that was not what I was expecting. What in the fuck? That's some fucked up kind of story. Lol, that stalker was Harambe. Miles with the fucking 2015 memes.
That's it.
Screamed as manly as I could. What? Lies, and slander? Jesus! Must be a news article or something. This was just a story, not about... Hey, out of 10, guys. Give me this out of 10, please. Right. I want to get a fucking personal one.
Sweet one, geese.
Right, Loz. I'll email you this one. It's got an emoji at the end.
Oh, we all have an emoji.
That's it. Right. Reply. Take the floor, please, Loz.
Let me get this.
This
email.
one is from... I can't remember. If you know your story, you'll realise it's you, won't you? 2 out of 10s! Amy Walker says 10 out of 10, gave me the chills. 7 out of 10, fake but good story. 5 out of 10, too well written to be true. I struggled with some of the spelling mistakes, man, I won't lie to you. Stephen Davison, this is the plot of a horror film that would come out in January. 4 out of 10. That's it.
Sweet one.
Are you ready, Lozzie?
Yes.
Here we go.
I am indeed.
If
like you said, I
off you
cannot
go.
see any name on this. So
No. Off you go.
that's it. Right. A few years ago now, I had a really creepy paranormal experience, and it gives me goosebumps to this day.
Oh.
Ugh. I only just bought my new game on PS4, and I thought I heard something outside.
Oh, spooky.
Buy new games for your PS4. This guy's loaded.
Also doesn't say what the game is. Infuriating.
Yeah. Yeah. At least you put that down so we know if you've got good taste. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, please do.
I went over to the window to see my football bouncing up and down in the middle of my driveway.
Oh.
There is no possible way the ball could have been bouncing at all unless somebody picked it up and dropped it, which I highly doubt happened. This spooked me, so I went downstairs and had a chat with my family, and the subject of my long-lost grandparents came up. This took my mind off things and made me think of the happy times we had, only to feel a breeze on my neck, almost as if somebody breathed on me.
Oh, the window's open.
That's it, giraffe the house. Later that night, I went to bed and woke up somewhere between 12 and 12:30, and I was laying on my back and I couldn't move.
Paralysis.
This is it. I had no idea what sleep paralysis was at this point. This freaked me out, and I tried to calm myself down, only to realise a black shadow go past the little moonlight that my curtain was letting in, as it was open just a little bit.
Nice.
Oh, hang on, I think there's a
Yeah,
spelling
I'm
mistake
trying to work
here.
that out as well. I think
Was if.
I think it was as if, I think.
Oh, yeah. It was as if a tall man ran past my wall but kept going from one side to the other over and over again. I tried screaming, but nothing happened, and then I saw the shadow beginning to walk to me when all of a sudden I woke up fine and didn't feel scared at all. Later that morning, I began to question whether that had anything to do with what happened before I went to bed.
Nice.
Keep up the good videos, Dudey. Brilliant so far these past few months.
Thank you very much. Well, I think that's just a stereotypical sleep paralysis story, really. Although, obviously, the bouncing ball cannot be explained.
That cannot.
What are we giving that? What are we giving that out of 10? What are we giving that out of 10? scariest. Oh, Ryan Palmer's in the chat. Yo, guys, what did you think of the diving horror stories? I fucking loved them, mate. I fucking loved them. They were great.
Fuck's sake.
What?
I see someone's put Jeff has put anyone else stroking one out to these stories.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Will this live stream stay on the channel? This one is going to, yeah. I'll leave it up, see what happens.
I got a funny for sleep paralysis story, to be fair.
Have you? Go on, hit us with it, Loss. Yeah. What's your fucking funny sleep paralysis story?
Well,
do tell.
At the time it weren't funny, but looking back at it, it's just the most ridiculous fucking thing in the world. So basically, I was asleep.
Nice.
I was dreaming that I was in the sea, like swimming with sharks.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And then the sharks become a little bit aggressive, just like starting to like surround you, maybe, fake nip at you a little bit, do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
what should I do here? And one of them, like, proper comes at me, and out of nowhere, I'll pull a fucking samurai sword out.
Hang on. Do you know how sleep paralysis works? You're just having a dream.
No, there is a part
okay.
where I can't move, right? And in this, I fucking slice. I don't know how I've done this because obviously resistance in water is pretty bad. So I don't know how you'd be able to slice a shark in half, but I did it.
Right.
And then,
okay.
And then, as all of the sharks realised I was attacking this other shark, they surrounded me, and that's where I became frozen, and I couldn't move. So I just had this samurai sword in my hand, and I was just quivering, right. And then I kept calling out my partner's name because I'd woken up at this point. I was like actually conscious.
Sponsor train. NATO sincere. Thank you so much, mate. Yeah, go on, carry on. Oh, mate.
Yeah, at this point, I was actually conscious to a point where I knew like I couldn't move, I couldn't speak. I was just on the side, just thinking, what the fuck's going on? So I kept making like a kind of murmuring noise to try and get my partner to wake me up or do something. And she like shook me for about 30 seconds, which is probably not what you should do with someone with sleep paralysis, but it worked. No longer in that situation, and I didn't have a samurai sword, and there was no sharks.
I just love that. So you had a samurai sword in this dream, you cut a shark in half, so then his shark mates turn up like, what the fuck are you doing? And that paralysed you, which then put you into sleep paralysis because you were surrounded by sharks. That's amazing.
They must have had some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of pheromone or something.
In Pokemon where you use stun spore, stun powder. So you're fucking paralysed. Fucking hell. That's amazing. I actually had sleep paralysis last night. Yeah, it was horrible. I didn't tell Maya this because I thought it'd shit her up. But I told her I had sleep, but I didn't tell you what happened, did I? In my sleep paralysis. Yeah, it was fucking rank. Basically, I woke up and I couldn't move. I was literally just frozen in fear. I didn't see anything, but I knew something was in the room. And my right leg, from like the knee down, was out of the covers. And I was like, do not fucking move, because if you move that leg and try and get it under the covers, it is going to get you. I was convinced that there was something in the room, and that if I brought my leg under the covers, because obviously, when you put your covers over you, you're protected, aren't you? You're absolutely fine. But I knew that movement would cause me to be attacked by whatever the fuck was in my room last night. So I was paralysed, but I was paralysed because I was thinking, if I move I will die, not I can't move, I'm going to die. Do you see what I mean? So it was like a bit of a flip on it. Pretty mental. Then I think I just went to sleep. Yeah, I remember thinking like I really wish the TV was on or something, because then it would scare whatever was in the room away. But yeah, it was fucking horrible. I was just like, don't fucking move that leg. I was so conscious that my leg was out of the covers. It was unbelievable. I was like, if you move that, you are going to fucking die. Maybe it was Mothman. Maybe it was Mothman. He was just like, maybe he's starting to fuck with me.
I just love the thought of like whatever being or mythical creature was in that room at the time being scared off by like fucking a shopping channel TV being on.
Yeah, it's got QVC on. But yeah, fucking, that was nasty last night. I've also had it before I moved out, when I was living at Mum's. I remember the first time I ever had it. I woke up and I was just literally fucking paralysed. Like, fuck, I was literally laying on my back and I couldn't fucking move. And I knew exactly what was going on. And there was something in my peripheral in the corner of the room. And I remember I just went to shout for Mum, right? I was about 22 at this point. I didn't give a fuck, right? Shout for Mum, yeah. And rather than shouting, it was literally just like you're going for a massive shit. Like, I couldn't get the words out. It was fucking horrific, fucking horrendous, man. I used to have night terrors as well. I literally like leap up out of bed and like run off. Not run off, but I end up on the landing once. Obviously, that's bad. Fall down fucking stairs. I also, when I was writing my dissertation, used to get really bad night terrors. Obviously, they're stress related, so writing dissertation, like, holy fucking shit. I used to just scream repeatedly, fuck off, in my sleep. Very loudly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's Lozzie's sleep paralysis story and a little bit of mine as well.
I mean... Yours makes paralysis sound as if like what it is, which is quite bad.
You've just got a phobia of sharks.
Well, I don't even mind sharks that much. I mean, I don't know why, in the fucking dream or whatever I was having fucking sleep paralysis, I cut them up.
Yeah.
But he obviously looked at me weird. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you ever had a dream where you know you're dreaming, so you want to wake up? I have them quite frequently. Yeah. Where I'm like, I know I'm asleep. My dad says I had that once. It was a 22-stone woman laying on me. I don't know if he means sleep paralysis or he slept with a 22-stone woman. I don't know which way that means, Dad. But that was another thing that I vividly remember from the sleep paralysis, not necessarily last night, but the first time I had it. It was like someone was just laying on my chest. Like, fuck. Horrible. But yeah, madness. Guys, just a quick reminder. Hit that like button because this will be staying up. So if you could hit the like button, it'll support this stream where we're reading out your ghost stories. Also, I stream on twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino. I may well be streaming there tonight. If you got Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch Prime subscription, which you can give to any creator. So if you want to hand that to me, that would be amazing. Or if you've got another stream that you really like, it's a free subscription. So go and do that. Twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino. But if at the very least, could I ask that you please go over and follow me? That would be amazing. I think we're coming up to 4,000 followers now on twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino.
Decent.
Yeah. Right. Okay, let me refresh my emails. I'm going to do something naughty. I'm going to send in... Right, Adam Blake has sent this in 3 times in a row. And I shouldn't really read it because that's kind of endorsing that behaviour. I don't endorse spam. But I'm going to read it. Hi, Dudey. Love the videos. 350 people in here. Thank you so much, guys. Love the videos. This event took place when I was around 7 or 8 years old. I was lying in bed at night after waking up. I would say at about 3 or 4 a.m. The witching hour. Ooh. Although it was a long time ago, so I don't really know for sure. I turned to my side and was greeted by a figure resembling myself standing by my own bed staring at me. I don't know if you've ever seen a dead body, but it looked dead, like a wax figure just staring at me. I quickly pulled the covers over my face and was frozen for what seemed like 5 minutes before peeking out when I was greeted by the same figure, this time with a grisly smile on his face and its head turned on a slight angle. I then darted back under the covers and waited for probably about 10 minutes before I heard the floorboards creaking as if it was walking away, and then silence. After a further 10 minutes waiting, I peeked out once more to find the room empty. I still to this day have no idea what that was, but I swear to God it looked exactly like me. However, I do often experience strange happenings in my room, such as my Xbox turning on by itself. My girlfriend has heard whispers that sound like me knocking on my door when home alone, strange shadows at night, and even pictures being turned upside down. I would also like to say this was not sleep paralysis, as I could still move and was 100% not a dream. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. What are we giving out of 10, guys? I like that one. I like that one a lot. It's a bit of juice. It's a bit juicy, that one. A little bit of juice. What are we giving out of 10, guys? Toby LW comes in and just says, with lots of E's, lots of N's, lots of I's, and lots of S's, penis. There we go. 7 out of 10. Reminds me of Joe Weller's video. I haven't seen it. Do you recommend it? That is the question. 9. 8 out of 10. Solid story. 9 out of 10. It's a good one, that. Solid 6.5. 61 out of 2. 61 out of 2. T Trios Football. Yes, you read mine. There we go. T Trios Football. People are rating it. Look at that. You guys sure this is not commentary of Deji's channel copying someone and says it was not him? I don't understand the reference there. I don't really follow Deji, to be honest. Giving it 7 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 7, 7, 7, 4 out of 10. Needs more N-bombs. Jesus Christ. It didn't have any. 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. 3 out of 10. French fries too just says bad. Fucking tough crowd out here. I like that after I started reading it, he sent it again. He sent it 4 times in a row, that email. 4 times in a row. Right. Let's have a look in Little Cook's book. Anyone remember that one? Right, we're gonna switch it up right now. I'm going rogue.
Jesus.
We've got an alien abduction story.
Fuck.
Yeah? Fuck with me. It's my stream. I'll do what I want. This is from Assassin Hit. Although the Gmail says, because I'm just exposing people at this point, Charlie Harcombe. Or Harcombe. Here we go. This is an alien abduction experience that I had. Basically, I was pretty young and in year 9. It was one of those hot, sweaty nights and I was wide awake at 2 a.m. watching YouTube. I had really thin Gossamer, Gossamer. I hope that describes what I mean. And see-through curtains, which I hated, by the way. What the fuck is a Gossamer? Gossamer.
I have no idea.
Horror and Gamer,
I
thank
don't know
you
if
so
that's
much.
like, you know, something for Osama bin Laden, like
I ain't got a clue.
Osama.
Well, I don't live on a street, so no cars would have gone by, but I saw a bright light briefly shoot past the window, and my dog, who we kept in the conservatory because she sometimes peed, started barking pretty aggressively. Usually I'd up and get her to calm down, but it was almost as if I was frozen. She had stopped barking all of a sudden, as if it was a bar. What? I didn't get it. If I wasn't sweating before, I definitely was then. I was terrified and definitely wasn't tired. I had a penknife right near my bed because I was a wet wipe and often got scared, and it in a way helped me sleep. But don't worry, I've grown up a bit and I'm not scared anymore unless it's spiders. normally I'd go grab it. Oh, a gossamer is something super fine and delicate like a spider's web or the material of a wedding veil. Right, spider silk, right. That's the whole story, guys. So the alien abduction was a light going past the room.
Amazing.
I feel like we've been duped there. Hey, Jake Jarrett subbing on Twitch with the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Legend. I feel like we were led up the garden path and then shot in the face with a sawn-off shotgun. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I went rogue and it didn't pay off.
That's it. I mean, not to attack the author of it too much, but, you know what I mean? I would rather be led up a garden path and shot in the face with a fucking sawn-off shotgun than you'd read that again.
That's it. That is it, mate.
Oofed.
I don't believe what I just
said. I'd rather fucking drop into the gulag with a fucking R9 shotgun.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. And have no armour.
Yeah.
That's it. Jack Oliver donates a $5 and says, I just sent an email. Would appreciate it if you could have a read and get your view on it. Alright, I'll read after this one, mate. That goes into the Mothman funeral costs donation target. Because obviously I'm going to absolutely destroy Mothman. And I'll be decent enough to I'll pay for his funeral.
You're automatically responsible for his funeral costs as quality.
That's it. That is fucking it.
So.
Hey, Ziburek12 subbing with the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Remember, hit that like button on this video because it is going up as a video. Right, this next one, Ipswich fan, Ipswich Town. That is important.
Track the boy.
I Spit Flames subbing with the Twitch Prime as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Dudey. First off, just want to say congrats on 50k. Thank you so much. It's now 58k. Lordy. Brackets, even though it's probably been a while since you hit it. Listen, I think I hit 50. 50k was the 20th of April. I think. Right. And of course, up the fucking Bradwell Massive. Remember, guys, if we are going to rename the fan base for a third time, have your suggestions in the chat. This story, right? I mean, do you have to do this? This story is 100% true, right? So anyone doubts it, anyone calls him a liar, you're a fucking mug. Because right at the start, he fucking told you this is 100% true. So if you call him a liar, slander. Enjoy the lawsuit, cunt. Yeah? Right. This video is 100% true. I was sitting at home one day after being too ill to go to school. I was about 13 or 14 at the time. I lay in my bed, almost covered in tissues, and funnily enough, I'm actually watching one of your videos. The Reading 2015 full experience vlog. That's like 3.5 hours long, mate. Holy F. Go on, son. I know this information seems unnecessary, but it's important as I now cannot watch that video. Oh, that's it.
Gee, Christ.
Think of the watch time missing now.
That's it.
Cannot watch that video without getting constant chills and feeling extremely paranoid. Towards the end of the video, he's been sat there for 3 hours at this point, guys. When Metallica are playing, I feel a gust of wind go past my head and knock a little collection of 6 Ipswich Town shirts off my rack behind my TV. He has actually sent the picture. Guys, if you'd like me to show you, I could show you. But it's literally just 6 Ipswich shirts on a rack. So off my rack behind my TV. Immediately I was rattled. And with it being winter, was open to the possibility that there was a relatively high wind. However, when I went to check my window, it was cold. I bolted up from my bed and ran to my parents' room. Window locked. Brother's room. Window locked. Sister's room. Window locked. I sprinted down the stairs and saw that every single way wind could possibly get in was locked and or shut. I came back and noticed my curtains bulging like wind was hitting them. Brackets, unusual, because the window, chat, what was it? Fucking shut. That's it. I'd left my door open as I was too scared to close it. As I'm inspecting the curtains, the door flies shut with an enormous bang. I started to get really scared now. I feel something grasp my back and shine a light in the general direction that I felt it from. What I saw shocked me. Guys, I'm going to leave this to you before I reveal it. What he saw shocked him that day. What did he see? Let us know right now. What did he see? What do you think he saw? Get your suggestions in. I want to see them. I want to read them right now. What did he see? I can really tell that the chat is delayed. Holy shit. Inbred Ipswich. Jesus. They always go straight for the genetic tree. Every time. The Mothman. His reflection. It was a massive wang. A Norwich shirt. Wayne Rooney and his nan. Lozzie in the corner. Savile. Dudey Rhino in his room. Sam Blonde's hairline. A shadow. Ainsley Harriott. His mum. A nun. A portal allowing him to see the Mothman's funeral in the future. Jesus. No! What he saw was an outline of a face. It's fair to say I would have given Usain Bolt a run for his money. I sprinted immediately out of the house and sat on my trampoline until my mum was back from work, because we all know that ghosts' mortal weakness in this realm is a Teflon trampoline. Everyone knows that. They can't step foot on that sacred bouncy ground. I love it.
It's impossible. You can't do it.
You just can't. You really can't. Until my mum was back from work. She asked me what was wrong and I told her my story. She didn't believe me and dismissed all that I said. I went to sleep that night petrified, and when I woke up, scratch marks on my back. Mad. Delia Smith. Oof, imagine that. Nothing weird.
Where are you?
Let's be having you. Fucking that woman is a disgrace. Oh dear. Nothing weird or paranormal has happened in my house since, which makes me wonder as to why it happened. I've attached an image of how my room looked at the time that you can show in the video. It's just the 6 shirts on a rack. But there we go. What are we giving that out of 10? He had me convinced until he turned around and saw the face. You know? It was one of them. It was one of them. What are we giving it? Out of 10. Delay on the stream. Once again, not an issue. Not a fucking problem. Let's go. By the way, guys, just whilst you're getting your votes in, I did a GTA 5 stream earlier today, and it was nothing but carnage. I mean, fucking carnage. It was unbelievable. It was beautiful. Twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino if you want to catch a GTA 5 stream. Ghost documentaries, conspiracy documentaries, demonic documentaries, Call of Duty, all that good stuff. Twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino. Sure, -10 because it's an Ipswich fan. 3 out of 10 needs a better team. Solid 6. 5 out of 10, 3.2, 5.5, 0.5, 2 out of 10, a hole in the ceiling caused the win, maybe. A hole in the fucking ceiling, Finn? Jeez.
He did start the story with 100% this is true.
That's it, so you can't doubt him.
That's it.
Right, guys. One more.
Sweet one, guys.
Oh my god, I've received an email from Mothman.
Oh.
Should I read it? Guys in the chat, should I read this? Do I read a letter from my arch nemesis? Am I ever going to do a conspiracy video on 9/11? I feel like it's kind of been done a lot, but I'll have a look into it. The delay, once again. Read it. Yes. Rad it. Please just do mine. Arthur Longshaw. Let me have a look. Arthur Longshaw. Okay, right. Okay, I'll quickly read this one. Hi, Dudey. This is from Arthur Longshaw, and then I'll get on to the Mothman one. Hi, Dudey. I know somebody who spent 2 years where every night they would see a man in a cloak at the end of their bed. Obviously, this could be a messed up dream, but before lockdown, I went around to his house and I saw a guy in a cloak walking down his stairs in my peripheral. I didn't realise it at the time, but later I realised I saw a girl at my old house the same way on my stairs. I asked my mum about this and she saw a young girl at her house. I wasn't that scared, but I can't explain it. Love your videos, Arthur. Thank you so much, mate. Nice little short one. Would ever do videos on SCP? Yes, definitely. Lovecraft? Yes, definitely. All that good stuff. It is coming very, very soon. Madness. Spooky. Coinky dink? We'll never know. But there we go, Arthur. I read your story, son. Right. Mothman, what you got? Hello, Jordan. On November 12th, 1966, Clendenin, West Virginia, a gravedigger working in a cemetery spotted something strange. He glanced up from his work when something huge soared over his head. A massive figure that was moving rapidly across the cemetery from tree to tree. He would later describe the figure as a brown human being. This was the first reported sighting of what would become known as the Mothman, an elusive creature that, although now widely celebrated by the town it once terrorised, remains as mysterious as it was on that night that a few frightened witnesses first laid eyes on it. Just 3 days after the gravedigger's initial report in nearby Point Pleasant, West Virginia, 2 couples noticed a grey-winged creature about 6 or 7 feet tall standing in front of the car they were all seated in. Eyewitnesses Roger Scarborough and Steve Mallett told the local paper, the Point Pleasant Register, that the beast had bright red eyes about 6 inches apart, a wingspan of 10 feet, and that it seemed to want to avoid the bright headlights of the car. According to the witnesses, the creature was able to fly at incredible speeds, perhaps as much as 100 miles per hour, one of the men told reporters, although all agreed it did not make for a clumsy runner on the ground. It did make for a clumsy runner on the ground. They knew because the creature allegedly chased their moving vehicle to the outskirts of the town in the air, then scuttled into a nearby field and disappeared. Knowing how absurd this must have sounded to a local paper in a small Appalachian community in the 1960s, Scarborough insisted that the apparition could have been a figment of his imagination. He assured the paper if I had seen it while by myself, I wouldn't have said anything, but there were 4 of us who saw it. The papers at this point were sceptical, calling it a bird, a mysterious creature, though they did print Mallett's description. It was like a man with wings. but more and more sightings were reported in the Point Pleasant area over the next few years as the legend of the Mothman took shape. The Gettysburg Times reported 8 additional sightings in the short span of 3 days following the first claims, including 2 volunteer firefighters who supposedly saw what they described as a very large bird with large red eyes. One sighting reported by Salem, West Virginia, residents Newell Partridge told of strange patterns that appeared on his television screen one evening, followed by a mysterious sound just outside of his home, shining a flashlight towards the direction of the noise. Partridge supposedly witnessed 2 red eyes resembling bicycle reflectors looking back at him. This anecdote remains a popular one in the Mothman mythos, especially because it resulted in the disappearance of Partridge's dog, supposedly to the clutches of the fearsome beast. Signed, the Mothman. There we go, guys. Let me tell you, the next piece of merch, shirt available, like this one, is Mothman related. And also, guys, in the chat right now, because I've got a nice number of you here right now, also please remember to hit that like button because this is going up. And also in the comments down below, as I draw this live stream to a close, in the comments down below, if you're watching this on the video playback, how would you guys like me, the Don Leon, who designs the merch, so the same designer as who's been doing the shirts recently, and Hobo Jack, to produce a comic book, the paranormal adventures of Dudey Rhino? It could be a one-off comic book, right? Starring yours truly. I'm sure Lozzie would make an appearance as well. Well, how would you guys like that? Because obviously Hobo Jack, they have their own magazine, you see, so they can print it. The Don Leon is willing, or it was actually his idea to illustrate the whole thing, and obviously I would write it. So is that something that would interest you? A comic book? The sleep experiment video is my favourite one. Do you know if it's real? Cameron Morgan, £5. I believe it's a creepypasta. Yes, it would be class. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. Well, I'm glad you guys would like it. That's really cool. Obviously, for me personally, I would happily just do it, even if no one bought it. Just do it because, like, I have my own comic book. How cool is that? But yeah, in that case, also, guys, I will reveal that the next piece of merch is a teaser of that, potentially. It's 3 comic book tiles of me versus Mothman. That is the next piece of merch. I'll be showing you the design very, very, very soon. But there we go. Thank you so much, guys. Listen, I've really enjoyed this a lot. Thank you to everyone who's donated. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who's gone over to twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino and put their Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime on there. That is amazing. All the donations, all the subs, and all that sort of stuff really does help support me in doing what I do. I can't, say that enough. So thank you so much. We've got some amazing things in the pipeline. Myself and Lozzie have got something very big in development. Very big is almost an understatement. With the Hobo Jack boys and stuff, so that is something very, very exciting for you guys to look forward to, and yeah, there's lots of cool shit coming. There's going to be a video tomorrow, a video either Friday or Saturday. I might try a little Saturday upload for you, but yeah, thank you so much. Next bit of merch will be released very, very soon. The design will be out very, very soon. Like I say, it's the 3 comic book tiles. If you could support that, guys, that would be absolutely amazing. Obviously, that just kind of reinforces that we should definitely do a comic book as well. But yeah, also, yes, the regiment merch we'll be working on as well, separate to the monthly drops. So basically, I'll play Call of Duty on twitch.tv/Dudey Rhino. I've got a Sweet One Geezer regiment, and I thought it'd be cool to have some camo Sweet One Geezer regiment merch. as well. Right, guys, thank you so much for the amazing numbers. Really are. This is something we're going to do weekly now because you guys have smashed in so many fucking emails. Eloz, are you happy to do that as well? Do you think that's a cool way to do it? Yeah. I think it's nice. It gives the web show structure as well. So that's Wednesdays at 7. Also, guys, I do a quiz with where you get prizes. First one was an Amazon gift voucher. Second one was a Hobo Jack shirt. Third one was an Amazon gift voucher. Quiz on Twitch, 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. All that good stuff. Just follow me on Twitter and that, and then you'll see when I'm live and all the rest of it. All right. Thank you, guys. Have I still got the KFC hat? I have indeed, mate. But yes, thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you very soon. Lozzie, thank you for joining me as well. Thank you for all your emails. See you.